Hello and welcome back. In the last video, we were adding material to our scene and everything is done. The only thing left, which is the ground and the water. So we're gonna do these two and probably adding light to our scene. We used only this menu, adding material, but in this we're gonna use texture paint, which is different method for the ground, and we're gonna use shading for the water. It's similar to this one, but it's a little bit more advanced using node. So first I'm gonna hide some object to make things faster, because it's gonna be slowing down on the system. So I'm gonna hide some object before, so I'm gonna leave the house and I'm gonna hide all these and make sure we're able to select our water. So I'm gonna select the water and we're gonna go to shading and let's focus on the water for now and make this one a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna move this to the side. We're gonna delete this one, we don't want this, and we're gonna add some more note. So Shift A, and the first one is gonna be class BSDF. So this is one. Shift A again. This time let's search for pump, and next one Shift A. This time is gonna be transparent. Let's move this there, and let's add some more. So Shift A. This time is gonna be noise texture, and Shift A again. This time is gonna be a light path. Let's move this one here. Let's make a little more space for us, and Shift A. This time is gonna be mix shader, this one. So first I'm gonna connect these and change the setting, and then at the end we're gonna connect this one just to make things go faster. So first I'm gonna change this one to 4D, and the scale is gonna be changed later, depend on your scene. So let's do 10 for now, and this is gonna be animating this one, so to move in the water. And the other setting I'm gonna leave it as the default. The strength of pump, I'm gonna make this one 0.05 for now. As I said, we may change this later. And let's change this one for the water, is gonna be 1.33, and keep this one as it is, and let's connect them together. So first let's connect this one to the shader, and this one to the bottom one. Connect this one to normal, and this one to the height, like this. And let's connect this one, the second one, to like this, and let's connect all together, and we have our water material. And I'm gonna keep it like this for now, but if you want to change the color of the water, you just play with this one. So if you want like a blue or whatever color, you can't change this one, for example like this. Just play with this one, but I'm gonna keep it as it is for now, but this is just to let you know. So the next thing we're gonna do the ground, which is gonna be in different way. So I'm gonna go back to layout like this, and because of the water probably maybe it's gonna be slow, so this time because we're gonna do the ground, I'm gonna hide the water as well. So let's hide the water first, and let's make sure we able to select the ground, and let's freeze the other thing. So we're only able to select the ground. And we're gonna go to this menu, texture painting. But first, before we do anything, we need to do UV editing before doing anything. So first we're gonna go this menu and we need to select everything, just the ground. So I'm gonna do Alt Z, so we're able to select everything, not missing anything from the ground. And let's go to Z from the top, go to UV and unwrap, and let's do from this one, project from the view, so from the top view, and we have our ground here. So I'm gonna scale up S to make sure it is filling the whole area. S again, a little bit more like this. And let's go to texture painting, this menu. And now if you do like you want to paint the ground, it give you this message because we don't have any material. So you go to this menu and from here this plus and base color. This is up to you. I'm gonna use different size, so I can just time this one to 2. It's gonna be double size, just to make it a little bit bigger for better quality. And now we should be able to paint on our ground, as you can see. So I'm gonna undo this and let's choose the color we want to paint our ground. So this is like just you painting like a painting on the canvas, basically. Look at it like that. So let's choose the color we want. So the base color is gonna be more like a greenish, so I'm gonna use this one for now. So I'm gonna paint all in green first. And let's try use different color. So I'm gonna use this color probably for near the house. And also you can change the radius, like for example the size of the brush, to make it smaller or bigger. And this is the strength of the painting you do. So let's make this one a little bit more light. Probably I'm gonna speed up this one as well, because it's gonna be kind of same thing, you're just painting the way you want. So you can do it as well from here. So if you want, let's make size a little bit bigger here. And as you can see, we doing this like a walkway for the house. And let's use different shade. So I'm gonna use dark one under the house, something like this. So now I'm gonna make the strength a little bit less, just to mix these color together. And let's use different brush. So this is too sharp. I need to like have a fade edge, not really sharp edge. So I'm gonna use this one. So I don't want to explain this because it's very clear. So you just painting the area of the color you want. Let's use some Let's make the strength a little bit less, because when you remember, when you change the brush, these settings probably go back to default, so sometimes you need to look at that as well again to make sure you have the right setting you want. And let's make this one a little bit more light. See, so the stone are here, so let's see what we can do with these. So I'm gonna use different shades, a little bit dark green under the stone. As I mentioned, you can do it here as well. This is like you have a better view when doing this from this area. And remember, there are chi as well in the area. So just by mixing all these color, I believe it's gonna look nice. I believe you get the idea. So I'm gonna stop here, and that should be enough. So let's go back to our menu. And now, because it's too glossy, so we need to make this one, it's not shiny. We're gonna go back to do more tweaking with the lighting and the color. But for now, let's see how our scenes look like. So let's unhide everything. You can see. And I believe it looks nice. For now, we're gonna keep it as it is until we add lighting. So adding light, we're gonna go to next menu, which is this one. As you can see, we have no light, so we're gonna add light. So shift A and go to light, and first we're gonna use sunlight. So I'm gonna move the light up, so G, Z. For the sunlight, it doesn't matter where location it is, but just I prefer to see like this, it's better. So let's move the sun light. If you like this, something probably moved. It's a bit slow, so I'm gonna keep it like this. And the other thing we need to do before this one, as a light as well, so we want to add background light that's like a sky. So we're gonna go to this, we're gonna change our world. So by adding sky texture, this is sky texture here, which is adding light as well to our scene. And I'm gonna change from this one to this, like what, I don't know how to pronounce it. So this is better, and I believe this should be fine for the default right now. And let's continue work with our light, and let's see. So leave like this for the sun, And let's make the sun a little bit brighter, so let's try 5 for now. I think that's too much. Let's try 3, because that's gonna work with the sky as well. So the sky, the strength is 1, which is fine, because you can't make this one less if you want to make it darker like this, the sky, but I believe a 1 should be fine. Let's see what we can do with the sun and other lights. And selecting the setting for the sun, so the shadow, let's turn on this one to make the shadow a little bit smoother. And let's add some more light. So first change the color a little bit to the little bit yellowish. So this is where depend on your liking. So for example, if you want like a kind of bluish, but it's more for the night time, but I prefer to have a little bit of yellow for the sun, like this. And let's add, probably I'm gonna add few light here to just make a different color shade down there. So let's shift A light and point light, so G, Z, move it up like this, and G and Y, move it to the side like this. So this is another way you add in color to our scene. And let's make this one like bluish color. And let's make it brighter. Let's make 12,000. That's too bright. Probably 6,000. So I may speed up this as well and just show you the setting at the end, and let's see how it's gonna go. So let's make this one to 3,000. But this is all depend the color you like. So let's duplicate that one again. So Shift D and move to this area. And GX the back like this. And let's change color of that to something different. Maybe a little bit darker blue. This. And let's move the sun light to see better with the shadow and everything, just to make our scene a little bit more interesting. So when I'm moving, I'm just looking at this area on the house where the shadow just make it a little bit more artistic, playing with the shadow and the light as well. So let's see from the camera. And I believe it's not looking bad. So let's make this one a little bit brighter. Five. And I believe this is fine. So let's go to our render setting, because those play another role. So first I'm gonna go to ray trace. So let's turn on this, but be careful when you're doing this. As you can see, it makes shadow a little bit darker, so you see the difference. So first probably you should play with this one and then add the light and change the light. Usually you can't play with all these together when you add in the material, the light and the render setting. So all these working together. So whichever you do first or second or third, you still have to play with them all to get the result you want. And let's go down to this one, color management, and let's change the look from to medium low contrast like this, because that was a little bit high, and I believe the scene is look nice now. It's not bad, so I believe this is fine. And we're gonna use Eevee. You can use different, but if you want to see the light setting, so the light setting, the sun is here, we have 5000, or you just put 5, it's gonna be 5000. And this is the setting, and we have 2 more light here with blue color to give you this kind of bluish color at the back. You can change the color you want. I believe the darker blue look nicer, or you can change, for example, to whatever color you're liking, to just to get the other paint in your scene with different way when doing lighting and material together, so all work together. So just look at the area which is affecting, but I believe I like the blue color at the back, and that should be fine. And also you can have some of these like a shadow. You have to play with the model itself, for example this one, just to fix. So I'm gonna finish the video, but just to show you. So when you go in this one, moving some vertex is gonna fix the problem, or probably adding another edge between these two. So select these two and J, and if you go to, you can see that's gone. So if you have anything like this in your scene, just fix it like that and you should be fine. So let's now render one image to see our scene, how it's look like. So you go to render, render image, or F12. So let's see how it's gonna look like. It's gonna take a while, so I'm gonna speed up or cut this part, because it's gonna take time to render this. So our image finished rendering and it's look nice, but I think I'm gonna do a little bit more work on it to make it a little bit better. I'm gonna add few more light maybe to see how it's gonna look like, but because I don't want the video to get really long, so I'm gonna add a few more lights, and I will show you the setting of the lights and where they are placed, because I don't want the video to get really long. But first, I think the shadow is a little bit, I need to be a little bit darker. So let's go back to the setting where we change from here. So I'm gonna change this one back to medium high contrast to make it a little bit like this. I believe it's better, and I'm gonna add a few more lights, maybe one down here and some other area, but I will show you the setting because I don't want the video to get long, and there's no point just watching me adding light. As you have seen, it's similar to this one. We add the light, so I'm gonna add a few lights and show you the setting. I've added a few more lights. As you can see, it improved and make a really big difference. Because we had this light, which the setting, let me show you. The setting probably is kind of same, I don't believe, a little bit, but this is the setting for the light. So this is the sunlight, which is same. I haven't changed that one, and I've added, it's gonna be too slow, but to show you where I have positioned the lights to see them better. So first we had sunlight, and we had one here which was like blue light, and this one as well. So you can change the color as well if you want, depend on your taste. And I have added this one. So this is just in front of the house, which have no shadow, and I have added another one just under here to just make a little bit more light down here, and this is the setting for that one as well. And I believe there's one more, which is this one, which is spotlight, because you could have seen the shadow was really dark down there. So I have add this one and give this color to just change a little bit or light up a little bit more in the shadow area, and give a little bit better color, like a sun color to overall to the scene. And I believe now the scenes look really nice. So I'm gonna render one image and show you the result, and let's see how it's gonna look like now. So we're going to render and render. Our image finished rendering. It looked very nice. I'm happy with the result, and the time for rendering it reduced as well, so we improved our scene and it's looked much better. So I think now it's time to finish the video. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just fix some of these as I showed you just before, but let me show you how to render your scene. As you go here, and I'm using full HD, and if you want to render if you want to render animation, I'm rendering in 25 frames per second. But if you want like films look, you can keep it as it is. And in here you just select this one and render your image to the location you want. So if you want for example to render animation, you go here and render animation, or control F12, or if you just still image, you just use this one or F12, and it's gonna render 200 frames as we set up our camera and animation as well. Now you have made it to the end of the course. I hope you are feeling more confident with Blender and ready to bring your ideas to life. Whatever you have created with us, or if you created a scene based what you have learned, I'd love to see it. Feel free to share your work in the comments, or tag me if you post it online. If this course helped you, please consider supporting my channel in any way. Subscribe, like, comment and share. It really helps and encourages me to create even more content in the future. Thank you for watching.